I've made a video game, except actually I haven't. I did publish it though. It's on Steam right now, and you know what? It's absolutely free. Let's talk game design. Seriously though, it's called Moonstuck, and it's made by a good friend of mine named Comfy. His real name's something I can't pronounce properly because he's from Finland, so we'll just stick with Comfy. Ordinarily, this is the part of the video where I tell you all about the brilliant and amazing game design choices and decisions that go into making the game in the video. But that would be quite hard for me to do. Not because I didn't make it, but because it's a genre that I, personally, can't do. It's what's known as a rage game, in that subgenre of 2D platformer where Twitch streamers spend hours yelling at something that revels in irreparably throwing them back an hour. In fact, it's a game I normally wouldn't play. I don't have the patience for it, I can't do it, I get frustrated and go and do something else. And now you're thinking, wow Zane, you're the best publisher ever, you're really selling this to me. First of all,
shut up.
Secondly, the genius of this is that I don't need to sell it to you, because it's free. I could tell you all about who this game is made for, the target audience, what I think you might like about it, and why you ought to try it out. But the truth is, I don't need to, because it's free. I know I've mentioned that a couple of times, but it's the key takeaway you should have. You, dear viewer, lose absolutely nothing by trying Moonstuck out, and I really do think you should, because it's a good opportunity for you to see who you are, what you like, and whether a rage game like this is something you'll enjoy. I am effectively giving you a free sample of frustration. Aren't you lucky? In all seriousness, there's a couple of reasons I chose to bring Moonstuck to Steam on Comfy's behalf. The first is related to Reiterate, a game I spent over a year developing on this very channel. Not to make this all about me or anything, but the main driving force behind even making that game at all was to get something finished and up on Steam, just to show off to people, hey, I can make video games and you should play those video games and see how brilliant I am. Comfy is basically a child. He's 16 and he's desperate to do the Pinocchio thing and be, a real game developer. Now, I'm not implying that not being on Steam makes you any less of a game developer, because that's nonsense. But there is still a certain level of validity that comes from seeing your game up there in metaphorical lights, bright and shining on the Steam store page. And if I can make someone else's dream come true, then why wouldn't I? I'm sure Comfy won't mind me saying this, but as long as I've known him, he's always struggled with actually finishing a project. So what I did, because I like pushing people to enhance and capitalise on their talents, is I promised him that if he actually finished something and it was to a reasonable quality, I'd put up the Steam listing fee and put the game out for him. And you know what? He did. And it's pretty great. I'm not going to oversell it because, as I might have mentioned, it's free. You can just go play it now and find out how good it is and if it's something you're interested in. The other reason that I felt like I could bring this to you as a publisher is that my whole publishing philosophy is that if someone brings me a game and they can't get it out on Steam themselves for whatever reason, and I think the game they've made can find an audience, then I'll probably pick it up. Gaming these days is such a massive, ridiculously varied medium that so many different niches and preferences have their own dedicated audience somewhere. Now, one of the things I know from experience is that rage games, even though they're not for me, absolutely definitely have an audience. There's popular Twitch streamers and YouTubers who have a bazillion followers and whatnot and spend hours of their lives suffering in misery for the entertainment of the general population, which is great. So I know Moonstuck will connect with some of you. And if you're sat there now thinking, well, I don't know if it's for me, let me remind you,
it's free.
So you don't even need to think about it, you just go do it and find out for certain. You literally have nothing to lose. Now, because I didn't make it, I thought I'd check in with Comfy, who actually did make it, and see what he had to say for himself. So enjoy his words through my mouth, and because this is my video, I thought I'd make him sound ridiculous, because it amuses me.
I wanted to prove to myself that I can actually finish a video game. Sounds silly, I know, but finishing a longer project has turned out to be a task that's actually really hard. I've never made a long project, so making Moonstuck was a big learning experience on my part, because for a while, I felt like I just couldn't finish something. Every time I started development on something, at some point I would just give up. With Moonstuck, I wanted to make sure that I would actually finish something this time and publish it on Steam. Call me a masochist, but I had this period in my game dev career where I was obsessed with difficult and masochistic games. I felt like rage games were the coolest things ever. Seeing the reactions on the players' faces when they lost a big chunk of progress was pure gold. I love how rage games have this thing where people hate them, but people love hating them, which turns into a good thing. It's like you know that the game is harming you, but you love the pain. I'm not crazy, I swear. Smiley face emoji.
And you know what, gentle viewer? I could carry on telling you about all the reasons why you should go and install Moonstuck, but honestly it'd be a waste of time. Because you can just go and install Moonstuck. Now. Go and do it. Now. It's free. So, go and try it out, leave a review, and make some young, optimistic Finnish kid's dreams come true. And while you're here, like this video if you've liked this video, subscribe for more videos like this one, and I will see you the next time I'm thinking, hey, let's talk game design.